Hello, my sewing friends. My name's Diana, and this is my sewing vlog, The Wandering Sewist. Welcome to my channel. Today is another edition of #Friday Sews, but it's going to be a little bit different because I'm going to give you a sewing room tour. As you know from my vlog last week, I have spent the last couple of weeks completely gutting my sewing room and redoing everything. I got rid of so much stuff. It's crazy. So I'm going to talk about it a little bit, about my sewing room a little bit, and then I will give you the tour on video. So you may or may not know that I move a lot. I move every 3 years because of my husband's job. So I can't be a scrap collector as much as I would like to be. So I had, when I was going through all of these shelves behind me here, I had piles and piles of scraps, and I just decided to ditch them because they took up a lot of space and they take up a lot of weight. I had 3 garbage bags full of scraps, and I just decided that in the year and a half I have left here in Prague, I am not going to get to using those scraps. So I just decided to ditch them because I have to move and all of my stuff has to be packed up and weighed. And we're only allowed so many pounds for our shipment to our next country. And if we go over, then we have to pay $1 a pound, which you may or may not know that a good hefty pair of jeans weighs about 2 pounds, one pair of jeans. So it can rack up really quickly. So I went through and I got rid of a ton of stuff from my sewing room, just fabric scraps and fabric that I know I'm not going to use and things like that. I did keep a lot of my fat quarters for quilting and craft projects because I really do enjoy having that available. I can, when I'm making a toy or when I'm making a little zipper pouch or something, I like being able to just snatch a smaller piece of fabric and use that up. So it is smaller than it was before. My stash of quilting cottons here, I managed to empty out 2 cubbies, which means I have about half as much quilting cottons as I used to, which is great. Hopefully one day I will use them all. So I'm going to now turn the camera around and give you a virtual tour. Before that, I want to say 2 things. I have a new microphone so that when I am giving you the tour, you won't hear my fingers brushing against the microphone on the camera anymore, which is awfully nice. And I want to tell you what I'm wearing. I am wearing a sweater that I made out of, this is not knitted. It's a knit fabric. It's a fabric that I sewed into a sweater. And then I decided to put this pretty scarf over the top because it really just has a plain collar, which is fine. But I thought, let's dress it up a little bit, make it look a little bit nicer. And then I'm also wearing some homemade pants that are nothing remarkable. They're just black stretchy pants. So the pattern for this is one I got when I was taking a sewing class in South Africa at a small little sewing shop called the Stitch Witch. And the designer, Nikki Selby, makes her own patterns for her classes. And so this is one of the patterns that, because I took her class on how to sew knits. And so this is one of the patterns that I bought with my class at the Stitch Witch from Nikki Selby. So if you're in South Africa, in or around Pretoria, which is the capital city of South Africa, and you would like to learn how to sew, I highly recommend looking up Stitch Witch and going to take classes with Nikki Selby. She's very good. Hey, Nikki, I hope you see this at some point. I miss South Africa so much. Fingers crossed, our next country will be South Africa again, and it'll be our final country before we move back to the US. That would be great. All right, so on that note, let's go ahead and do a tour. Okay, so as you enter my sewing room, you see this carpet that my daughter Naomi made with a latch hook rug kit. my Bernina transport things, workout gear, weights and such, my card collection for playing cards. I love to play cards. It's one of my favorite things to do. This is my Bernina embroidery module, which I haven't opened yet. Office supplies. This is my tapestry that my son-in-law brought back to me from Jordan when he was working over there. And then there's the door you enter through. Here's my full-length mirror. You can see my sweater and my nondescript black stretchy pants. Yes, I record on my iPad, in case you're wondering. And then these are my shelving units. I have 6 of them. They hold most of my sewing supplies. And then in the middle of the room, I have 2 big 2-meter long tables, my ironing board and iron. My Bernina is there in the middle, and my Juki and my overlocker are there at the back. And these are some quilted wall hangings, and then a little seating area. So in detail now, these are school supplies, crafting supplies, my thread, and marking tools. These are my bag making hardware. I have all of my hardware in there. And also that's where my press gets stored. Right there, that's my press. And it goes inside there, inside that box. And then various kinds of tapes and bindings and glues. And then the bottom there is sewing supplies I don't use very often. And now we're getting into the fabrics. So these are my lightweight rayons fabrics. And this is elastic and binding zippers. I have 2 containers of zippers. These are the long ones and these are the short ones. These are heavier weight shirtings, cottons and linens and these are all like smaller lengths too. So there's linen, cotton, 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 linen, linen, cotton, cotton, linen, cotton, cotton, cotton. And these are ironing, pressing tools, some spray starch, my tailor ham, my sleeve press tool, pressing cloth, best press, things like that in there. Down here is my double gauze. I have a shirt made out of this already, and this and this. So I've used a lot of these 3, but I have enough to make more. But I haven't made anything from this one, orange one, or this cute little brown one. And then this is my sewing journal. This is the thing I use to make lists of things I need to buy. These are my sewing machine cleaning tools to clean my sewing machine. And this is my pad. This is how I remember what needles I have used in my sewing machine and which ones are currently in my machine. So the yellow pin tells me what is in my Juki, and the white pin tells me what's in my Bernina. So, and I just remember that because the white pin came with the pad. And so the newest pin goes with my newest machine. My Bernina, I have had the least amount of time. And my older pin, I've had these pins forever, goes with my older machine. That's how I remember which is which. So that helps me remember. And this is batting that for quilting down there. Next unit is These are quilting cottons. These are all my solid colors of quilting cottons. And then this is a couple of charm packs that I was experimenting with. And then this is a little pillowcase pattern that I haven't done anything with. And then these are quilting cottons, kind of organized by colors. All quilting cottons here and here. And then down here are my satins and polys, garment making. And then one silk right there. Satins. And so I have a variety of colors and amounts. I think my favorite one is probably this one. And then this silk is my next favorite. And then this is the satin I used to make my granddaughter's dresses for my son's wedding. It's a black brocade. That's a polyester. And these are bottom weight fabrics. Lots of, for making skirts and pants, I have black and khaki, black and white, red. This is denim. This is like a faux suede, more black, more white. Next is interfacings, foams, and assorted other interfacings, and my quilting rulers. Now we're in stretch jerseys. You saw these last week, so I'm just going to do a very quick scan of those. And then those are quilt tops that I'm currently working on, or will work on them when I want to. And then you saw these last week too. These are my waterproof fabrics here for making waterproof bags. And these are crafting fabrics and African prints, shway shways. These are fleeces and flannels. And then my vinyls, 2 shells of that. And then these are my sewing books, little things to store for making patterns. And then all of my patterns are there. This is my cutting board, my mat for using my rotary cutter. That right there is my very first sewing machine I ever had, which I don't use anymore, sitting back there. This little seating area I use when I just want to sit and read through a pattern, be comfortable. And then this is a wall hanging I made during the lockdown because I was watching a lot of Missouri Star Quilt Company videos and I just loved it. I love the teal and the orange together. And I did a double layer of batting so that when I did the quilting, it would really pop out. I really liked how that worked out. And this is a wall hanging that I did applique on. This is all applique by hand. It's supposed to be lilies, but you can't really tell. I made this for my daughter Naomi, but I kept it when she passed. And then this is another wall hanging I made during lockdown because I like the carpenter's star. And you know, orange and green and teal, my favorite combination. There you go. Now, this is where I have 2 of my machines. It's a desk kind of in the corner. Let me just move that light so it's not blinding the camera. There we go, that's better. So this is my Juki. It's a TL 2010Q. And I use this for all of my crafting and bag making and quilting work because it has the feed dogs that are closer together, only 1/4 of an inch instead of 3/8, so that if you're sewing 1/4 inch seams, they don't get sucked down inside the machine. And then this is my overlocker, or if you're an American, it's my serger. It's just nothing fancy. It's the Brother 1034D, the cheap one you can get on Amazon. Nothing fancy. I go around here. There's another heater. This is called a it's a power converter. So my overlocker and my Juki are both American machines, so they use 110. And I'm in Europe, so all the power is 220. So this converts the power from 220 to 110 for my American machines. And then this is my Bernina. It is a Bernina 790 plus. Beautiful machine that I very much enjoy sewing on. Very much enjoy this machine. And I gave myself a little space here, and I'm still working on the Magna pants from Cashmerette. This is them inside of this box. They're nothing to be excited about. They're just plain black. My Bernina toolkit. This is a little thing I use to collect my threads. My brother made that. He used to blow glass. All of my fastenings and a little pair of scissors to keep by the machine. And my handy dandy seam ripper, which you can't sew without that. A light to shine down on things because I'm blind. And then this is a sewing kit with all of my essential tools and measuring and scissors and things like that. My oldest daughter bought this for me as a gift years ago, and I just love it. It's wonderful. And we're back to the ironing board. That's it. And I'm back. So that is my sewing room completely cleaned out and organized, and I moved my machines around. I used to only have one machine at a time on the desk in the corner, and I used to have another smaller table in here where I kept my overlocker slash serger on, but my kids took that table upstairs in order to do a 5,000 piece puzzle. So they're keeping that table with the puzzle set out upstairs so that they can work on the puzzle whenever they just want to. So I have one less table in here, which is fine. I mean, I already have two big tables and a desk. It's totally fine. So that's what I did this week. I finished my sewing room, and then I got started up again on the Magna pants from Cashmerette. They're not done yet. They're getting close, getting close. I just have to sew down the sides and hem the cuffs, and then they'll be finished. So that's exciting. Oh, and I have to hand sew down the waistband, when you fold it over. Yeah. And that's it. That's it for the Magna pants. And then I'll have another pair of pants to wear. I think you might be a little bit crooked. I'm just going to, okay, are we good? Anyway, so as far as life this week, life has been just busy. I have had parent-teacher conferences for my high schooler this week, and I have had I've gone out walking half of my normal 5K, so about 2.5K. What is that? A mile and a half twice this week, and that went well. I was a little bit sore after the second one, so yesterday. So I'm resting today. I'm not going to go for that longer. I'll probably do just around the block, maybe a half a mile. I'm trying to get in as much activity as I can, even though my coccyx is screaming at me. I still need to be as active as I possibly can. Otherwise, I tend to put on even more and more weight than I already have. And that is it's very frustrating, very frustrating. If you're a woman in your 50s who is menopausal or postmenopausal, you know that picking up weight is the easiest thing in the world to do. You don't even have to eat the food. somebody can carry it through the room and I still will pick up weight. It's very, very frustrating. And so it's a battle. It's a battle. Um, I think that's it for life this week. Next week is the anniversary of my daughter's death, and I may or may not be on video for you next week. I'm going to try. I would like to record a plans video. I have a couple of things that I'm thinking about making for spring makes, and I would like to get that recorded for you so that even if I don't do a Friday sews next Thursday/Friday, I will at least have something up on there for you to see. Hopefully I can record that earlier next week before Wednesday, when I just plan on checking out of the world for the day. I'm not sure how it's going to go. My husband has surgery that day, so he needs me to drive him there, and it's like a day surgery thing. And he needs me to bring him home in the car. But I'm not sure about all of that. We'll see how things go. So if you're a praying person, can you pray for me next week that I will just have the peace and tranquility and the strength to get through a difficult anniversary? I would appreciate that very much. So I'm going to get over there. My Bernina is sitting right over there. And I want to finish up those pants because I want to wear them. And then I will really get out everything that I want to make and narrow down my plans and start on those for you. Okay, so that's it for this week from me in Prague. I hope that you have enjoyed my video. Please give me a thumbs up. Subscribe if you haven't already. Comment down below on what you think of my gigantic sewing space. I know it's huge. I'm so blessed. I really feel very blessed to have this sewing space all to myself. And also, if you could comment down below on any spring sewing that you're planning on doing, because I would like to steal your ideas. So I hope you have a great weekend and with lots of time with your family, and sew something beautiful. Make yourself happy. Have a great day. Take care. Bye.